Alright, just a quick update on yesterday's video. I put out a video showing you some higher time frame analysis on the euro dollar, and I'm going to run through, give you some footage from earlier on today in the live room as well for the Aussie dollar trade. Ended up getting involved with three trades today. One was on the New Zealand dollar, a little short that I took on a day trade time frame on the 5 minute. So that I ended up getting stopped out of that for about 5 pips. We've actually put in a new low now, so I'm still looking to short that pair. But the two main trades, swing trades that I was in, was the Aussie dollar and the euro dollar. And if you didn't watch the video that I put out yesterday, go and watch that first, because that just showed the thought process of how I set my bias on the euro dollar, and was able to get in that via a head and shoulders pattern that met my rules of engagement using my head and shoulders strategy. Took profits off. Obviously this account that we trade in the live room is a 1 in 1 out. My other account is going to be trailing stops for extended targets on that, but we hit targets on that. We got about 60 pips out of that move, and on the Aussie dollar we pulled down and hit targets down at 74.61, and we got 95 pips out of that move as well. So we've had a very profitable day in the markets. So I just want to run by you what we was looking at and how we got involved. Before we do that, just if you're watching this and you're a live room client, we was looking at this channel earlier for the breakout. Well done if you got involved with that. I know some of you are looking to take some profits off at a retest of the high and also shooting for extended targets. I know some of you are trailing this thing up as well, and you might even be looking for that next breakout. Those of you who know the dollar yen, you know it's typically consolidates and breaks out, consolidates and breaks out. Very good for breakout patterns, wedges, flags, pennants. So well done if you got involved with that, and I'll congratulate you tomorrow morning as well. So the first, just a follow up on the euro dollar. This is what we was looking at. I'm not going to go through the whole thought process again. Go and watch the video if you didn't see that already. But we did actually put in this descending head and shoulders formation, okay, and we actually broke and violated the neck point. This is, everyone's going to have a different rule set and a different idea of how they identify head and shoulders. I went through all of the ways that meet my rules earlier in the live room as well. So I went through all of the formations that I consider valid head and shoulders, and this is one of them. And I've got very specific rules of engagement into the trade. I got in at 1921, I think, and we hit targets down here for 61 pips it was in total for the 1 in 1 out. So we got the move. This was the move we were looking for. The bias was short. We dropped down, we got involved, and we was able to capitalize on this move. So that was the euro dollar. The Aussie dollar was this move here. This was a third chance, last chance entry for a Graystone trend continuation. If you're not familiar with that strategy, I teach the whole thing inside the platform. But essentially, we're looking for the last chance entry at this high here, and what I do is I look for a double top, a retest of structure at that level, and I can drop down to a lower time frame to do that. You can see we got the perfect retest here. RSI went overbought. Some bearish divergence on the RSI as well, and then I entered next bar market. I actually got involved around this level here, and we rolled over. My targets on this were based on the 4 hour, because there's certain levels to my discretion that I use that are respected. I have my target set at 74.61, and you can see that we have actually just pushed down and respected that level as well. So I got 95 pips out of this trade. Very happy with today, very profitable day, and I just want to explain that it's not always like this. There are losses, and if you're not following me on Instagram, go over and check my Instagram account, because I've been doing these legacy sessions with my son, and I'm also doing a lot of Instagram stories where I'm just doing these mini lessons on how to treat trading like a business, because that is, you know, essential that everyone understands that this is a business and it should be treated like a business. So go over and check that out, and I'll leave you with just some footage from the live room earlier showing you whilst we were in mid-trade. So till next time, take it easy, and good luck in the markets, and I'll see you then. guys, we know what we was looking for on this, right? We were pushing down. We violated this previous structure support level. Next level of support was down here at 73.73s. And also there was a little structure level a little bit lower than that as well. So we sort of had this zone down here in this area at 73.50. Okay, so as we were pushing down, we put in this new low. I dropped down to my trading time frame and we saw that we had a new low here, then we had a new low here, and we pulled back up into structure. Now this is what we call a last chance entry. Okay, this is what we call a last chance entry, and what we was looking at is this being the trading time frame, and then we had this double top at this level. RSI went overbought. We had a little bit of bearish divergence, but that classes as bearish divergence, and then an equal test of the high. Okay, so this was a last chance entry. Jump back out to the 4 hour. We're in the trade. We had nice tight stops. Targets are down here at a retest of these lows. And this is based on some discretion, okay, and levels in the market that I like to pay attention to, just above that 74.50 level. All right, so still a very, very nice risk reward. Very, very nice risk reward. I tell you what is a nice head and shoulders, which is part of my entry on the euro dollar. If you saw the video I put out yesterday, I was looking at trading the turn in this market, and we had this head and shoulders right here, okay, slanted down, and we actually violated the neck point as well, put in a new lower close. So I'm actually short this pair based on my head and shoulders technique from that higher time frame. We'll go through that in a minute.